You're listening to the Table 12 podcast. Danny Barr, Paul Marino, Rob behind the glass. How you doing, guys?
Good.
Pretty good.
We're still getting back in the swing of things from our absence. But being that it's Christmas, I thought maybe we'd have a little bit of a Christmas show and talk about Christmas movies.
You know, my middle name's Ebenezer, right? You didn't know that.
I didn't know it. I can't believe your parents did that to you.
Yeah.
Paul Ebenezer Marino.
That's it.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead, Dan.
So we all grew up with Christmas movies. So I made some notes, typed it up even.
I love it.
And as you can see, I made the fonts bigger because I'm realizing that, one, I struggle to read my own handwriting, and two, I don't see very well. So I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to type up my notes and make the fonts bigger.
Can you read my notes?
No, I can't read that. I feel like I need to go fill a prescription when I look at your notes.
It's not typed up. Well, these are all free pads I get in the mail.
So. I'm sure they're free. I would expect
has my name on it.
I would expect nothing less.
I donate a lot of money to a lot
Easter seals?
A lot of charities.
Right.
I do. That's a true story.
So I'll start, and then we'll just see. We'll have a conversation about each one. Okay. So Rudolph.
Yeah, Rudolph.
All right. So Rankin and Bass were the animators of a bunch of Christmas movies. I know I had to explain that to you.
Yeah, I'm not a big.
Big in the animation.
I like the Mr. Magoo one with Jim Backus, but they don't put that on no more.
No, the Christmas Carol with Mr. Magoo. Yeah.
But these are all right. I saw them when I was a kid. I know you gave me the whole list, but go ahead. Let's get going.
So to break down Rudolph, all right, Rudolph's father is Donner. He has a son with a disability.
I have a daughter named Donner.
So I know you do. Donner and Maria. So he has a son with a disability. And despite being a good flyer, they cover his nose in mud because Donner's embarrassed over his kid with a disability.
The red nose.
The red nose. They see it as a disability because it's unlike all the other kids. And he's bullied so bad, even the coach, who's Comet, kicks him out. Says, once the mud falls off his nose and they all realize he's different, they kick him out. Really nasty. I mean, really a horrible...
That Comet, he was tough to get along with.
He was a bit of a bastard. So then he goes and makes friends with Hermie. Now, Hermie's the only elf that's not bald. If you notice, all the elves...
He had a great head of hair.
He had a full head of blonde hair.
Never out of place.
Great wave. I mean, it was like Troy Donahue type hair, I don't know this Merle. I don't know what he does. So Hermie's different. Supervisor, he wants to be a dentist when all the other elves are making toys. Supervisor lays down on him. He's just like, kicks him out basically. So he escapes through the window. So now you have Rudolph and Hermie both incredibly bullied. And where do they go?
Misfit Island.
Misfit Island. It's in the name. It's in the name of the island. It's for people.
But is it called the Misfit Toys or Misfit?
It's the island for Misfit Toys.
Yeah.
Or as we just call it, Misfit Island for short. Right. And that's where they run into the Prospector and the Abominable Snowman, Bumble, because Bumble's bounce. But I'm just thinking of, and then when Santa's on the balls of his ass and can't get, there's a storm and no one can see, now you need the kid with the disabled nose, right?
But why that didn't make him disabled?
According to them, he had a disability because his nose wasn't like everybody else. It scared the hell out of them all. You saw their eyes. Their eyes would bug out every time Rudolph's nose would light up.
Right.
So they were all fine with him being kicked out until, they needed him. So that's one.
Mm-hmm.
The point being is the theme to all these shows, very dark. Very, very dark. There's abuse, there's bullying, there's ostracizing people, kicking people out. It's really terrible. So Rudolph is from 1964. That was the first one. That was the one that really started the whole thing. But then in 66, the Grinch comes along.
That's where the money is, the Grinch.
Well, the Grinch is a Chuck Jones, who was the animator for Bugs Bunny. That's the Grinch. That's not Rankin and Bass. So this is a completely different outfit.
Right.
did the Grinch.
It doesn't matter. That's where the money is. That's where the profit is. Grinch.
But the name of the show is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Right there in the name, felony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He never got arrested.
He goes to, no. Oh, on the contrary. He goes to Whoville in the middle of the night, breaks into everyone's homes, steals their toys, and heads back up the mountain.
Yeah.
Right?
No one even woke up. No burglar alarms, nothing.
Nothing. And then what do? They get up the next morning. There's no presents. There's no ornaments on the tree. There's no nothing.
Nobody called.
No tree. He took the tree.
Nobody called the police.
No, they formed a circle and started singing "Kumbaya." It's a cult. Whoville is a cult. I believe. But and then what does he do? He makes the dog pull the sleigh full of toys and the tree. Dog's just a little dog. He's killing the dog. Right? So this is really just like horrible.
Yeah.
But what do? He brings the shit back and they forgive him.
Yeah. No jail time.
Invite him to dinner.
No jail time.
It turns out Whoville, sanctuary city.
Oh boy.
Then in '69 comes Frosty.
Not a big Frosty guy.
Rankin and Bass again. Okay. Now, the Grinch, Boris Karloff did the voice.
Yes.
They're bringing in the big stars.
Mm-hmm.
Big stars. I mean, they had Burl Ives for Rudolph narrating, which later on became Leon Redbone, which I thought was pretty cool. When Elf with Will Ferrell.
The song was Tony the Tiger singing it.
Yes, the Grinch. The Grinch song was
Yes.
the same guy who did the voice of Tony the Tiger.
Right.
And I'm blank on his name. It was a weird old
forgot his
German
name, too. Yeah.
But some people have done some massive covers, some like heavy metal bands and what have you have done. It's a great YouTube rabbit hole to go down, is finding covers of the Grinch theme. But now let's go to Frosty. Jimmy Durante is the narrator. Jackie Vernon, who at the time, younger people won't know who Jackie Vernon is, but Jackie Vernon was a big comic back in the 60s.
He was on a lot of the D. Martin roasts.
Yeah, he's a very big, successful comic. But so here, the premise is you got a magician, lousy magician, blames the hat, throws it away. Kids find the hat, they're building a snowman, they put it on the snowman comes to life. He's got dementia because he comes out saying happy birthday, but turns out the hat is magic. Magician sees it, wants the hat back. So now it's a matter of ownership. He discarded
it.
the hat. And as we know from watching Law and Order, once something's in the garbage, it's up for grabs. You don't have privacy rights on something you threw away. So what's he going to do? He's going to steal the hat back. And Frosty starts to melt. The little girl says, Frosty, I need to take you to North Pole. Where are her parents? She doesn't even have pants on. She's just got this short little coat and boots. And they jump a train like hobos, going to the North Pole. Still, no question that this little girl just left, basically just ran away from home. And the magician follows them and is going to kill them both to get the hat back. Feel good story.
Well, I like when they told Frosty, you're going to like the way you look when you put on the hat. You know,
I got that. Is that Men's Warehouse?
Yeah, Men's Warehouse. Maybe they'll sponsor us.
But he leaves the little girl to freeze to death.
Well, there's a lot of that mishap stuff in these shows, these movies.
Well, this is really rough. I mean, the fact that they hobo it on the train with no adult, around. So now it gets even darker. Now you think that's dark. Now in 1970, Rankin and Bass does Santa Claus is Coming to Town. The name of the town is Somber Town. So already you're down in the dumps. Fred Astaire, by the way, narrates.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't watch them anymore. Like, Paula will watch them, but I don't watch them anymore. Paula.
So the guy, the mayor, is the Burgermeister Meisterburger, the miserable bastard. Trips over a toy, hurts his foot, bans toys.
No more
Bans
toys.
Right? Now, there's a baby left on his doorstep, left on the Burgermeister's doorstep. He doesn't want the baby. Drops it off at the orphanage. He doesn't care. Well, that baby gets swept away on some wind, and the Kringles find him. Instead of trying to find the parents or where that baby came from, they just kept it. So they basically kidnapped the baby. Named him Chris. Burgermeister orders the town locked down. Locked down. Doors locked. Windows locked. Fire hazard. He's keeping everybody hostage. They put Chris in prison for trying to give away toys. I mean, think about that. The guy's just giving away toys. He's not stealing anything. The Grinch stole an entire town and they forgave him and invited him to dinner. This guy, he's giving away toys and they put him in prison.
Maybe they cracked down after the other movies didn't do anything to the other guys. Maybe they cracked down.
It was only after the mysterious death of the Burgermeister, which they don't know, was Chris allowed to start giving away toys again. That could have been investigated a little further. Home Alone.
Home Alone. There's a lot to unpack with this one.
Okay. Now, quick side note, Saturday Night Live, which does nothing funny anymore,
Right.
had a very funny Home Alone sketch Saturday night. Very funny. So you should YouTube it.
Mm-hmm.
So here you got child abandonment,
Child abandonment.
right? Home invasion.
Mm-hmm.
The mother realizes they're missing a kid. Now, they have enough money to take 10 people to France.
But they couldn't rent the car.
Can't you just, how about
Can
just
you go to
get
the-
a cab?
Yeah.
Hop in a cab.
Couldn't even. They finally got a driver. Can't you? They're in the airport. There's a Hertz right there.
Right there.
All you got to do is rent the car. To go
Now
home.
you don't have any money.
Now you,
So you got to hitch a ride in the back of a panel van with a bunch of strangers. I don't understand it. Meanwhile, Kevin's at home destroying the whole freaking house,
wrecking the house.
setting things on fire, and making friends with the scary old dude next door.
Right. And then you got Joe Pesci and what's his name trying to break in. He's abusing
Daniel
them.
Stern, the wet bandits.
And they wouldn't even give him up. They wouldn't give up. And
No.
he kept on
He's
wrecking
setting
them.
them on fire. Right?
Yeah.
So if that's not enough,
They do it again in another movie.
they do it again in New York City.
Yeah.
And
They let him alone there
they
now.
Leave the kid alone.
At least it was in a rural area. Now they got him. They got him in the city.
He's wandering around Central Park at night, making friends with the crazy pigeon woman.
And the same two wasn't the same two bandits.
Same two. Same
How'd
two.
they went to New York. They just happened to follow him.
Somehow they got from Chicago to New York. This kid scams the front desk at Trump Plaza to get a free room. I don't understand.
No, it's a pretty funny movie.
But then they come home and everything's, hugs and hugs and hugs. Oh, don't worry, Mom. I know you left me twice, but I still love you. Merry Christmas.
Unbelievable.
But now let's talk about, how are we on time, Rob?
12 minutes in.
Oh, this is going quicker than I thought. But now we're going to get to our favorite movie. It's a Wonderful
Life. Okay, it's one of my top three.
It's one of my, like, not even Christmas aside, it's one of my favorite movies.
One of my favorite.
So let's start at the beginning of It's a Wonderful Life. George, kid, working in the drugstore, getting the shit beat out of him by the drunk
apothecary. Pharmacist.
by the drunk pharmacist, Mr. Gower.
Yep.
To the point where he blows an eardrum. He smacks him around so bad.
Well,
George blows an eardrum.
Well, his ear was already damaged because that was when he
Fell through the ice.
fell through the ice and saved his brother.
Right, but
No,
Gower's slapping around, his ear is bleeding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? But Violet still hitting on him. So then, Violet was trying to bang him since they were kids. I don't know if George ever.
I don't think he ever consummated.
I don't think he ever closed that deal.
No. He had a couple chances, but he muffed it.
So now George finally gets Mary to go on a date. He loves Mary. He gets her to go out on a date, right? And
That old Sam Wainwright.
he gets her right out of her clothes on the first day.
Yeah.
Makes her hide in a bush. Public nudity. Right? And he mocks her.
He was holding her hostage.
He mocks her, won't let her out of the bush. Won't give her a robe, won't give her anything. Right? And he's sitting there laughing.
Alfalfa was in that movie, you know that?
He was at the pool scene,
Yeah.
swimming pool
He was
scene.
the one who opened up the pool.
He's the one, yeah. Yeah, Alfalfa Switzer.
Yep.
Carl Switzer. But here, George is standing there next to the bush. Mary's hiding in the bush with no clothes. And he's like, oh,
and the old guy's on the porch.
This is a crazy situation, or whatever, whatever he says.
Yeah.
Right? Now, Uncle Billy.
Uncle Billy's
got strings tied around his fingers so he'd try to remember stuff.
He was a few cards short of a deck, but
without a doubt. And what do? They trust him with $8,000.
You know it's not going to end well if you trusted him with the $8,000.
And just to put it in perspective, $8,000 then is equivalent to $130,000 today.
Yeah.
So you just gave this mental case $130,000
to get to the bank
in a newspaper, wrapped in a newspaper.
And old Mr. Potter
to go to deposit.
Mr. Potter reminded me of like kind of taking a take on like being Ebenezer. His character was a little like that, that. But
he was a son of a bitch, Potter, because he had the money. He knew what happened.
Never gave it back. Yeah.
Never gave it back.
He never even said like, "Oh, maybe I should." He wanted to ruin that family.
Put him out of business.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Christmas time. Put him out of business. Right. George has no idea. They're getting audited. Right. Christmas Eve, the auditor's sitting in the office waiting. Right. George doesn't know. Now, keep in mind, this is $8,000 of other people's money.
Right.
And Potter is still keeping it. So he's basically ripping off the town. People are going to lose their homes. So Potter can run Bailey out of business. Okay. So this is a really nice story. George goes home, starts yelling at the kids, right? Losing his temper. Gets into an argument with the teacher for not putting a coat on Zuzu.
Yeah.
Right? Zuzu's not sick. She's up in her bed playing. Completely, she's faking. And so George storms out. What's he do?
Goes to the bridge.
He goes to the bar.
Oh, that's right. He goes to the bar first.
Now, I can't criticize him for that.
No.
I can't judge him for that. But there's Nick. You know, Martini owns the place. Nick's a great guy, right? Mr. Bailey this, Mr. Bailey that, you know. And then the husband of the teacher decks him. And what are they to throw? They throw the husband out. George picked the fight. That's when he goes to the bridge. And he's going to commit suicide. So now the movie really gets bright. I mean, this is a really nice story. And he's going to commit suicide. No, he's going to abandon his family. He's going to abandon the kids. He's going to abandon the company. He's leaving Billy hung out to dry because he's going to jump off the bridge. So he doesn't have to face the consequences, right? Potter's got the money, so the town's going to go bankrupt. All these people are going to lose their homes. And but he ends up not doing it because Clarence jumps in first.
His guardian angel.
Right. So then they come back to town. Now, George never existed.
No.
And now we come up to one of my favorite movie scenes of all time. Now Nick owns the bar. Nick played wonderfully by Sheldon Leonard. One of the great bad guys, heavy movie mob guys of all time. And they can't decide what to drink.
It's been years. But I'd like a hot rum punch and hold on. He says something like to that effect.
We serve hard drinks to get people drunk fast. We don't need people like you coming in to give the place character.
Yeah.
So what do? They throw them out. Now, the cab driver tells the cop, watch this guy. He's drunk. He's in public. He's nuts. He's breaking
No one knows him anymore.
Breaking in homes. No one knows him. Cab driver, Ernie. Cop, Bert.
Ward Bond played.
Right. But they're Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
And Sheldon Leonard, Big Bang Theory, the two main characters in Big Bang Theory are Sheldon and Leonard. the creator of the show, did that in honor of Sheldon Leonard.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
There we go. I'm glad we showed up today. So then at the end of the movie, he gets his life back. Everybody knows now his brother.
They all pitched in, got the money.
So he was there to save his brother. It wasn't there to save his brother. How's that for guilt? Oh, I'm sorry. You weren't here to save your brother. Right? So now they all pitched in, the whole town, to replace their own money. See, that's not said in the movie. But all the townspeople are coming to Bailey's house, throwing money in the basket to bail George out of the audit and losing the $8,000.
And Sam Wainwright wired him $25,000.
But all those people were putting their own money in to replace their own money that was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's made clear at the end. That they're saying,
well, it was still
you lost our money.
Yeah.
Your carelessness lost our money, but don't worry, we're just going to give you more money to replace it.
Well, he was going to go to jail for the money, so they made sure that he didn't go to jail.
He should have went to jail.
Right.
And I just want to...
Well, it wasn't his fault, but I mean, yeah.
It was his fault because he gave it to Uncle Billy.
Right, yeah.
George is in charge here. Okay? Buck stops with him. But tell me this. When he first came back to town after now he was never born, didn't Pottersville look like a great place?
Yeah, there was honky tonks, there was casinos.
Strip bars. There was,
yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking I would have liked to have lived in Pottersville.
You would. Yeah, I mean, well, it wasn't, the point was it was no longer a small town.
It was no longer wholesome.
Right. That was a good movie. Good man. And Clarence got his wings.
Based on Seneca Falls, New York. And Seneca Falls has a It's a Wonderful Life festival every year. And I think Zuzu is the only one still alive, if she's still alive. I know a couple of years ago she was still alive and would go there for the festival.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. I got a couple for you. I want to just throw quick at it, unless you want to continue.
No, go ahead.
You know, some of my favorites. I like the Scrooge with Alistair Sims, 1951.
Christmas Carol.
The best one, Christmas Carol. And then there was one with Reginald Lowen from the 30s. Was okay.
I thought the George C. Scott one was pretty good.
I didn't like it. I didn't like that. But I guess I like the older ones better.
Well, you're a traditionalist.
The March of the Wooden Soldiers is a good family movie.
Laurel and Hardy.
Laurel and Hardy. It was pretty funny. Now, the guy that played Barnaby, his name was Henry Brandon. When you watched The Searchers, did you know that was also the same actor that played Chief Scar, the Indian?
Yes, I did know that.
His name was Henry Brandon. I thought that was fascinating. But the thing about Laurel and Hardy, I mean, it's just the whole movie was funny. I mean, the things that they were doing were really good.
They were brilliant.
There was another Jimmy Stewart one that I saw the other day. It's Shop Around the Corner. They're in Budapest, and he's doing. There was something that was based on another novel, but it was nice. It was okay. It's a good movie. But they're all in Budapest in this store for Christmas, and the owner of the store had him as his manager. And it's funny because when you're watching, everybody's talking English, but they're in Budapest. There's nobody talking, Hungary, whatever. The Wizard of Oz, even though it's not technically a holiday movie, I was thinking about this, a take on it, that people, I don't know if people realize, who was the real villain in The Wizard of Oz?
Wicked Witch of the West.
No. They wanted you to think it was the Wicked Witch of the West or the Wicked Witch of the East that got...
Well, she got killed.
It was really Glinda, the good witch, okay? Because Dorothy falling on the house eliminated one of her enemies. Then she made Dorothy go all through the movie looking for the wizard with the red slippers on. And at the end, she says to Dorothy, you always had the power.
Well, she explained that. She had to learn. She had to learn her lesson.
No, you should have had her go right back on the first.
Then she wouldn't have learned her lesson. She ran away from home.
Right. But
she wasn't getting her way.
But Glinda, get back to Glinda for 1 second. I let you.
Billy Burke.
She got rid of all her enemies by keeping Dorothy in Oz. She got rid of the two witches that were, nemesis.
Right. Her sisters. Good witch. Those were her sisters.
Oz went on the balloon. He was gone. She had.
Oh, yeah, he's like,
she
sorry.
she had the run of the town, Oz. But your point being that she had to learn this lesson.
Now,
but when was she going to come in? She didn't come in when they were chasing her in the castle with the guys with the spears.
the Winkies.
Yeah,
Those are the Winkies.
I mean, they had the flying monkeys. That's another issue. I mean, but
now, let me throw something out at you. I think it was all about drugs.
Okay, give me your take on that, because I got
Well,
opium. I know it was the opium field, right?
The poppy field, the whole area. So they're growing poppy. They're growing opium. So they were all battling over the cartel. The three sisters were all battling for control of the drug money.
Well, who was in charge of the drug money? The flying monkeys?
Well, I think I think the East. See, we never got
They
that
had
part of the
territory,
story.
right?
They
East
had
and West.
territory, yeah. East, West.
Well, but where did the midgets come in?
And I think
picking
I think Glinda's the good witch of the South.
Where does the
North.
where's the Munchkins come in? They're just workers.
They're workers.
They're pulling they're harvesting it.
Yeah, that's I mean, come on. The guild. What I mean, who are these?
The
people?
Lollipop Guild.
Who are these people? The coroner goes over to the house and declares the Wicked Witch of the East dead. He didn't even examine her.
They just her feet rolled up. What are you gonna do?
He looked at her legs
It
and
happens.
went, "Yeah, I declare her dead."
Well, her feet rolled up. What are you gonna do? Stuff happens.
People can survive without feet.
But why did they roll up on her? I mean, she disintegrated.
Dehydration.
Oh, okay. So now she's got the shoes. She got everything. The red shoes. All right.
Worth millions today.
Why couldn't they tell her you can go home now? You had to kill. You had to demasculate the Oz, the wizard. He was totally. He's a fraud. He pulled back the curtain. He's done. You know.
Yeah. But he was always a fraud.
He came on. He came in on. He had the same balloon that he came
Captain Marvel or whatever his name is, Professor Marvel.
But I thought it was interesting when you break it down. I don't think anybody I've ever heard break my take on it. Have you ever heard it? I think Glinda was definitely. She was in on it. She was in on the whole thing.
She was powerful.
Yeah.
She was powerful. Yeah.
But she didn't have a broom. She had a bubble.
She wasn't powerful enough to kill her own sister, though.
No, they had to use Dorothy.
Right.
They poured the water on her. I didn't know they said she was made of brown sugar or something like that. That was the story.
I never heard that.
Yeah.
You liquefied her, hey?
And then all of a sudden,
it's one of my favorite movies.
The guys with the spears they're fine with it. You know what I mean?
Okay, those are pikes, and they have a name, Paul. Be respectful. They're soldiers, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know, but they were working for the Wicked.
They were held captive. Because if you notice, when the Wicked Witch was melted, they held Dorothy.
Well, they never brought up who got custody of the flying monkeys then. Where'd they go after this?
Yeah,
Back to the.
They went wherever they went.
I'll tell you.
But who got the castle?
I would think Dorothy would have been in charge of the castle.
She went home. She went back to Kansas.
You don't know. You could tell she could have revisited that again. She might have. There could have been another tornado in Kansas. You never know if she went back. No? Yes?
Well, yeah. Once now that she knew how to get
By the way, Margaret Hamilton, who was the Wicked Witch of the West, I think she's the best witch of all time.
Brilliant.
The best of all time. I mean, you could look at all these witches. She's top of the list.
Do you know that she spent the rest of her life going to schools and working with children so they would not be afraid of her?
I believe that.
She did a lot of charity work.
I've seen her in other movies,
to overcome that image,
because that's
the green makeup made her sick.
It's iconic. Yeah, I heard that she was sick during the filming of that.
Yeah, and same with Buddy Epson.
And then with the red smoke, when she came in the beginning, at the beginning of the Yellow
Forest,
she got burnt or something with the smoke or something.
And Buddy Epson was the original Tin Man, and he had an allergic reaction to the silver paint.
Wow. So
he lost his job.
Wow. But obviously it's a classic. I just want to give you that take on it.
Listen, I'm willing to fly to Vegas just to see that movie in a sphere. I mean, we're going to do other things while we're there. We're staying at the Venetian, and we're going to go to Hoover Dam, and whatever. We don't gamble.
Now, do you fly when you're going to go to Vegas, do you fly to Charlotte, North Carolina first, or do you fly? Do you a direct flight, or do you have to make 3 flight changes?
No, I think we're doing Charlotte again.
But why? You're going
Because
to Vegas.
That's how American Airlines does it.
I can't stand when you talk about flying and you want to take extra times to land and take off and land.
Well, I mean,
then you want your Chick-fil-A and you want your
we landed
bacon and eggs
1 o'clock in the afternoon on the day we land.
What time you have to leave?
I think we're getting picked up 5 a.m. But there's a time difference.
Hey, it's an hour.
Oh no, it's
3?
Vegas. I don't know if Vegas crosses from the 2 to 3. I'd have to look. I think it's 3. But it's a long day coming home. But
how long are you going for?
we're only going from Sunday to Wednesday
And when are you leaving?
in February.
Oh, so got a ways to go yet.
Couple months. Yeah. 2 months from now,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
the 22nd.
yeah.
And on the 21st, we go to Newton to get our new driver's licenses.
January 26th, we have an appointment.
Oh, okay.
If
So
the-
we'll both be above board.
Who?
You and I.
Wow. I don't know why I need one, but I'm gonna get it anyway.
You never know.
Because I got my driver's license in the mail to renew it by February, but I'm going to bring that with me. I don't think I'm not going to. I didn't want to send it in because the real ID probably take the place.
Oh no, don't send it in. Yeah. The crazy thing is when I renewed mine about a little over a year ago, why didn't they tell me then?
Right.
And I would have just gone and done it. So I ended up paying to renew it, and then finding out it was mandatory. I had to go get this real ID. So that's what I got to do.
Well, I hope you guys have a real good Christmas.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's Jace's first, he's 18 months old, so he's aware. He did very well with Santa, and he knows how to open a present because he did it already.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
Rob, you too. I hope you have a good time. Glad you're doing better.
Thank you. You too.
And we'll
And what are you doing?
I'm staying home. 2 daughters are coming, and Maria's baby's 8 months
Maria
now.
and Donner?
Yeah, Maria and Donna, and gonna have some homemade raviolis, and I'm gonna pick up my mother so she could see the baby. So
Good.
it'll be a nice day.
Yeah, we're not having dinner until Saturday because Jimmy's going to his girlfriend's family.
Obviously, if the weather could change, I don't know if the weather's going to cooperate, but that'd be the only reason they wouldn't all come. So
No, I think it's supposed to be nice. I think it's just tomorrow. The only lousy day.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, we'll catch up with you right before New Year's.
Thanks, Rob. Good to have you back.
Thanks, Rob.
You're welcome. Merry
See you.
Christmas.
Thank you very much for everything.
Merry Christmas,
Bye.
boys.